Okay.
Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Ya estamos aquí en vivo a través de la página de la Fundación Drum and Bass. Espero que estén todos listos para este increíble en vivo que vamos a tener el día de hoy. Tenemos con nosotros a un excelente baterista italiano llamado Riccardo Merlini. Hi, Riccardo. Thank you for joining us.
Hi there. Hi, thank you for having me. Thank you.
And voy a ceder la palabra a mi amigo Luis. Luis have some questions for you, Riccardo. So, Luis, please.
Ciao,
Yeah.
Riccardo, benvenuto.
Thank you. Yeah.
Come stai?
Io sto bene, grazie. I'm good.
Great.
You know, it's a little bit late here in Italy, but I'm totally fine, and I'm ready. You know, yeah.
Cool. Where are you from?
Yeah, Italy in the east north side is close to Venice. You know, it's a city called Rovigo. It's close to the sea and close to Venice. You know, Venezia.
Okay. All of Italy is beautiful. All of it. I love it.
You've been there? Yeah. Cool.
No, unfortunately not. But I have seen a lot of it.
Yeah, nice. It is many
Okay.
postcards, you know, around.
Yeah. Okay, guys. For those who don't know Riccardo is one of the fastest drummers in the whole world. Just like you heard it. Yes, one of the fastest drummers.
Yeah, with the hands, you know.
we have tons of questions for you. The
Go
first
ahead.
question, I saw your videos, man. You're amazing. You're an amazing player. You're accurate. You're clean. You're fast. Well, you are fast. That's the most impressive thing. So
Yeah.
I saw that you are almost, I'm not saying the same, but almost equally fast with hands and with the feet. So how do you manage to balance that? I mean, some of us or most of us are used to working the hands more than the feet. How do you study? How do you balance that?
Okay. Yeah, that's two separate things, you know, control and balance between hands and feet technique, you know, just playing like together or, you know, independent stuff, ostinato or something like that, even with speed. But it's different to train your limbs to go fast. You know, it's two separate kind of training that you have to be accurate and go separately. So I started my study, you know, from my young age. I started studying drums at the age of 3. Not really study, but just playing, you know, as a kid, you know. But what I did is, you know, I just watched a lot of videos of drummers that I like and that I still love, like Virgil Donati and Thomas Lang, people like that really use combinations on hands and feet together or split hands and feet, you know, from separate right side and left side, you know, controlling different ostinato and different stuff. But to reach that, I had to learn separately the speed of my hands and the speed of the feet. But I'm not really fast with my feet as I am with the hands. You know, it's really crazy about my hands technique, and I will talk later about that if you want. But I can say that hands and speed, you know, for me, as go an average speed, an average BPM of 200, 220, no more than that I can control it together. So sometimes I use some tricks with my feet while I'm playing fast with the hands. I mean that I play like 6 couplets or whatever with my feet while I'm playing 30-second notes with the hands. It's almost the same, but it's not. So I don't want to say that it's really a trick, but it is, you know, because the average speed that I can really keep and control together with my hands and feet that I'm working on, playing ostinato, dynamics, and whatever, it's no more than 220 BPM. But I can play way more with my hands, just singles. I go 200 sometimes, 30-second notes, so it means 400 BPM.
You talk about something in your videos that it makes me wonder a lot. You talk about impostazione.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that concept, please?
About my hands
Yeah,
and
about your
grip.
hands. Yes.
Yeah, as I said, I reached that level between my hands and speed before that it came up to my mind to try to with my hands only. So 200, 220 BPM was something that I couldn't do before. But then I discovered something just playing randomly, just messing around. I watched video, as I said, of drummers like Mike Mangini, and I went to his clinic in 203. Yeah, 2003. Sorry.
103.
Yeah, 2003.
Okay.
I'm not that old.
Yeah. Well, let me
But
say
yeah,
something. Let me say something of what you're saying right now. Let me say in
yeah.
Spanish.
Sorry,
I understand it.
I'm sorry.
So, en este momento él está hablando acerca de la velocidad, cómo es que a veces él no es igual de rápido con sus piernas, como sus pies, igual que con sus manos. Y la cantidad de golpes que puede dar a veces con las manos es quizá el doble de lo que puede dar con sus pies. Y la velocidad que puede él tener control cuando está tocando rápido es 200 golpes por cada 30 segundos aproximadamente. Y ahorita en este momento también está diciendo acerca de a quienes él escucha y bueno, está hablando de que fue a las clínicas de Mike Mangini. Bueno, resumiendo todo lo que dijo porque dijo mucho, entonces ahorita vamos a ir cortando poco a poco. Okay, just now continue. Could you say a lot of things and I had to?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally forgot
Oh,
about
it's
your
fine. It's
translate.
fine. It's fine.
I'm
Please feel
sorry.
free. Feel free.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will breathe more. Okay.
No. It's
No,
okay.
it's okay.
for us.
It's okay.
So let me refresh. I asked you about impostazione. Is that a concept you learned by yourself?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
did
yeah.
that happen?
Yeah, as I was saying, I went to his clinic, to Mike Mangini clinics, and I saw him play so fast. I didn't know what was behind that, and I never asked him. At that time, but just I was totally impressed. And I felt to myself, and it came up to my mind that it was something possible for everyone as a human being. If he can does it, I can as well. If you want to translate that.
¿Lo quieres traducir o lo traduzco yo?
Adelante, mi querido Rafa.
Oh, you wanted to go ahead?
No, I mean, you
Oye,
can
Rafa.
Go ahead.
yo-
I already
eh,
said some a little bit about it. So you can go ahead.
I go ahead. Okay.
Yes.
So
sí.
after that point, that I'm just playing randomly, just trying some stuff. The funny thing, as I said, is that I was only able to play 200 BPM. I mean 100, at half time. So just tick, tick, tick. Nothing more than that. That is good, but it's not so fast. But I was playing with my, whole technique that I studied at conservatory, just up and down wrist, just that. Or I did more study after with other drummers, drum teacher playing, in that way, like Muller technique from the outer side to the internal side, just, with a lot of rebounds only, just playing, looking for rebounds, not really pushing from the wrist. So I was locked in that, in those two kind of techniques, but just playing randomly, just try to push harder, with my wrist and a little bit with my fingers. And I noticed that when I was rotating my wrist on the side, just playing in this way more than this, something changing and happens right here. So like a shaking. So from there, I knew that was the right way, to go and study with, just try to continue pushing myself in that position. So after 1 month, I reached, finally with both hands, separate hands, no alternate singles, just separate hands. But I reached 150. That means 300 BPM if one in terms like that. Not really clean, probably, but I got it. So after that, I was thinking about how to train in a real way and create a real concept of technique behind that. So I just try, and I find the way to learn myself and teach myself playing in this way, just rotating the wrist, and not just in this way like most of drummers doing. So I invented, the system bare hands to train the muscles because I needed to train my muscle because I wasn't able to push for so long. I was not able to carry that beats that strokes of that BPM for a longer period of time. Okay.
For how long do you recommend to study with the bare hands?
It depends. It doesn't matter if you study bare hands in a wrong way, because I can say that I really invent something. I really discover a new way, I think, but I know that because I have many students that reach the goal. I have many students from around the world that really can, reach 150, 170 BPM. So what I want to say is that it doesn't matter if you just play randomly bare hands as you want. You have to do it in the right way. You have to train your wrist on the side only, and you have to think about your thumb, that is your pin. He has to stay fixed. If you do it then without pay attention to those details, to those finesse, it doesn't matter if you play just bare hands. It's nothing's changing in your limbs. You have to go deep in the vein. You have to move the right muscles that probably you never moved before, and you will feel it. Just playing, with 2 or 3 positions that I can give to my student from the beginning, you will feel a lot of burn over here, and you'll say, "Wow, man, what happens in my forearms?" It happens that you're moving new muscles, and you're just train your wrist to rotate and shake in this way and not more in this. You know what I mean? So bare hands is cool, but you have to do the right exercise. And not many drummers in the world probably can give you the right exercise. Myself, Mike Mangini probably, but I don't know others. I
Me
What
knew
did
neither.
my
my genie
yeah
tell you about it? What he said? Oh, you racing with me or something?
yeah Mike, yeah, it was my judge and the world fastest drummers in 2007. I wasn't so fast. So I won the competition, but not the record. And then, I forgot about that because it's two different things. World Faster Drummers is a race, is a challenge. Go fast is another story because it's not important if you can resist for 1 minute. It's important if you can really fit your speed in the grooves tight and clear, playing really 350 BPM, 400 BPM. So for me, that's what is really important. It doesn't matter to stay there without any metronome to go 1 minute longer. It probably is cool, but not for me.
You just say something very, very important about the speed and the way you apply that speed to your playing. How do you approach that speed to be more musical instead of just only fast?
Yeah, I'm really lucky, because I developed a system that really helped me a lot in the past. So now I can really go so fast. Not all drummers has that ability, but also it's something that you have to really feel. You have to feel that kind of musicality, and it doesn't mean always metal music. Speed is not metal. It could be, but
Mhm.
also it could be pop music or whatever. So for me, what really happened after the first day of this lockdown, in March, I was trying different stuff because I had more time, from my uh, ordinary work job as a drummer, playing session, touring here in Italy, teaching a lot. I totally forgot about my hand speed. So during the lockdown, I had a lot of time to invest in myself, just trying different combinations. So I put some music on and just try to record myself on the pad, on the pillows, and whatever. So I noticed that was something musical in that kind of songs, like trap music or new stuff, not only metal, just for the speed. So I try to fit, my single stroke on this drum set, electronic drum set, just to find new sounds, to different combinations, even on my acoustic drum set in the studio. So for me, it's just a way to groove now because I can play ghost notes. It's not fancy, something that you have to show to the world, just, okay, what's my sound? Trrr, I go and you cannot do it. It's not that. It's just about musicality. Playing, with a lot of ghost notes in the middle, that fast. So the people notice that. And the songs really change, Even on the hi-hats, really precise, go like a drill, Trrr.
Mhm.
There's no any other techniques that can allow you to go that fast with that feeling and that dynamics. Even double stroke roll is not so good as singles for me, because with double I can go only until 130. It's not more than that, because you have to press and press and press, so you lost the balance of the second hit,
Second stroke, yeah.
the second stroke. So with the single, I can go as a drill, faster than doubles. But I can combine together, just playing randomly, just like doing a paradiddle. So you can create really interesting patterns and grooves and ghost notes. And I think that the musicality, my kind of view of musicality, came up from that kind of study.
Okay.
Actually, I saw a video where you talk about a technique called the inner drill. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
it's not really a technique. It's a kind of exercise that I created. It's part of my technique. The inner drill is uh, is with the drumsticks. It's a portion of my technique. Before that, I just train the muscle. I do exercise to build the muscles, just bare hands. After that, I start, alternate hands with the stick, controlling the dynamics just to stay, in the same at the same level and go faster and faster, but creating patterns so you can have unisons with the same level, same height, or alternate stroke with the same dynamics as well. So it's not really a technique; it's part of the technique.
I saw
Yeah.
an impressive exercise of unisons. You
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys should check that out. It's impressive. You have the same amount of speed in the right hand and in the. Oh, he's gonna show.
That?
Okay. Yeah.
It's unison, and
Man, that's awesome.
yeah, thank you.
I love that. So, tell us a little bit about stick, the stick model. Is that a specific stick?
I just received the news today that ProMark is making finally a signature model of myself.
Wow.
But I don't know. I have to work it on. I just need time to go there and talk with the guys and see which model they can make for me, because now now I'm using really lighter sticks, is 5A, but just because I'm playing home, I'm not alone, so that's my girlfriend and whatever. So if I need to practice, I can't go so loud, I can't play so loud. But it doesn't matter, because I can play even with the bottom, just on my hands.
Nice.
It doesn't matter because my technique doesn't need any rebounds. I don't need rebounds. I just go, with this drill. This is called the trembling for me. It's a motion that starts from here, from this side of the wrist, and it allows me to go that fast. Just trembling, just like a vibration. So sticks, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But,
hold on. Give me a second. Let me translate that, especially because that's about your technique. So let me translate it in Spanish a little bit so people understand that. So, en este momento él está hablando acerca de la técnica de su mano, lo que utiliza. Bueno, él no utiliza los rebounds que muchos maestros normalmente en la batería te dicen que tienes que utilizar el rebound de tu baqueta o utilizar los dedos, o lo que él utiliza es una técnica de la mano abierta para que puedas obtener músculo en esta, ¿qué parte? Aquí, con esta parte en tu músculo de tu mano. Y esto es lo que realmente va a hacer que tenga la velocidad que él está hablando en este momento. También está hablando del tipo de baquetas que utilice. Bueno, realmente dice que le está haciendo muy delgadas en este momento. You say 5/8? Your drumstick?
My drum is 5A now.
Yeah.
No, but
5A.
5A, but playing, but it's just from my home studio, just playing home. But for play on my drum set, I use 55A for war bodies.
55A, okay.
Wow, you use a bit.
Bueno, desarrolla una fuerza tremenda y es una técnica que él mismo inventó, él dice más bien descubrió y desarrolló con el pasar del tiempo, ¿no? Explica que no es el clásico movimiento que hacemos los bateristas de arriba abajo, sino que es un movimiento como lateral, en donde mantiene el pulgar muy estable y únicamente utiliza como el temblor de la mano, ¿no? Algo que explica muy bien Mike Mangini también en algunos de sus videos, pero Ricardo lo lleva a un nivel ridículo, así de velocidad, pero no solo de velocidad y control. Velocidad y control y limpieza, que eso era lo que yo decía que me impresionaba de él. Y después de eso, obviamente, le pregunté, pues, lo que seguía era qué baquetas usaba, ¿no? Y me dice que en realidad no importa la baqueta, o sea, por ejemplo, utiliza ahorita 5A porque está en su casa y no quiere hacer tanto ruido, ¿no? Pero en vivo utiliza 55A, lo cual es, o sea, no importa en realidad la herramienta, sino más bien hasta dónde quiera llevar la técnica, ¿no? Y es algo que él ha estudiado, pues, durante años y años y años. That's so cool, Ricardo. So very cool.
Yeah, if you can't play bare hands, it means that you can play with whatever stick you want. Any model is good.
Yeah, I understand. So let us know about your first drum idols.
Oh, wow. My first one, really first one. I think was Jeff Porcaro,
Italian.
No. Jeff Porcaro, the drummer.
Yeah,
of
but
Sepultura.
I mean, the last name is Italian.
The surname.
Yeah.
Yeah, many drummers from U.S., American drummers, famous drummers, top drummers, has Italian surname. Terry Bozzio, Mike
Donati. Mangini.
Virgil Donati is really Italian. It was born in Italy.
Oh yeah, I know.
He has Italian passport.
Okay, Pete Magadini also.
He speaks Italian.
Pete Magadini.
Who? Sorry, I don't know him.
Pete Magadini is an old school drummer, like
probably.
a jazz drummer.
I will check them out.
It's really cool. Sí, estaba preguntando de sus primeros héroes baterísticos y obviamente el primer nombre que sacó a relucir fue Jeff Porcaro. Y le hice la broma, pues italiano. Me dice, no, es americano. Bueno, pero en realidad el apellido es italiano, ¿no? Y grandes bateristas que vienen de esa escuela. Por ejemplo, mencionaba a Terry Bozzio, mencionaba a Mike Mangini, yo le mencioné a Pete Magadini. Grandes gentes. Virgil Donati, que resulta ser italiano, aunque, bueno, yo lo tenía entendido como australiano, pero en realidad dice Ricardo que es italiano. Entonces, bueno.
He's actually in Italy right now.
Oh, he lives there. Okay, que vive en Italia. Mira, nada más que maravilla.
Yeah, from one day, yesterday. He's arrived yesterday.
Oh, really?
It's a top secret news.
Oh, man.
Ricardo,
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
Ricardo, I don't know if you notice this, but it's a chat in your right, in your top right, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
And here's a guy commenting something.
I didn't hear.
Here's a guy commenting something. Giovanni Busurro.
Giovanni Busurro is a great friend of mine. He's a great bass player from.
I don't see the chat. Sorry, I don't see.
I don't know. He doesn't see it. Guille, ¿lo podremos poner aquí en público? No.
Well, he said that these Italians are tremendous. That's what he said.
¿Tú sí lo ves, Luis? Luis, ¿tú sí ves el chat?
No lo veo, nada más me dijo por mensaje.
Ricardo, es que lo tienes que activar en tu extremo derecho.
Well, the thing arriba. Is, he wrote it in Italian.
Yeah, you have to turn it on your top right, Ricardo.
Creo que no lo estoy viendo. No dice comments, ¿verdad? Comments. Okay, I saw it.
I don't know.
Well, maybe because you're doing it on your phone, but it's gonna say like private chat, and then
probably because I'm with my phone. I just try to see.
There's a little sign there that says comments. You see it, Ricardo?
No, I don't see the part. But if you tell me, I can go on Facebook with my other phone if I can see from there.
It's in Italian. I'm not very good at it, but it says, ciao Riccardo, quando hai deciso di diventare la tua passione un lavoro e se avessi la possibilità di dirci 3 nomi di grandi batteristi che hanno influenzato il tuo modo di suonare, ma anche l'approccio alla batteria.
Okay. Yeah, the question is in Italian. Yeah, great. Yeah, you read it very well.
Oh, thank you. Well, let me tell you before you answer. Giovanni Buzzurro is a very good friend of mine. He's a very great bass player from Agrigento, Sicily.
Yeah, nice. But he lives in Italy, actually?
No. He lives in Mexico City. We play together here. And he's a great friend of mine, so I told him you were going to be here with us, and he's very glad to be with us and to ask you this.
Yeah, my passion, it's about how my passion came up in myself, I think that I was born with this because it's like a gift, I just started playing drums at the age of 3, so you cannot decide, what to do. You can just play with your, games or whatever, but you cannot do it really, in a right approach, like a professional approach that I had it. I started playing on kids song, like theme of cartoons or whatever like that, and just play on top of that, with spoons, with forks and whatever, but playing really on tempo, and just to perform as a drummer, just playing, I remember that because my parents explained it to me after a while, after some years later. I was trying to replicate, the sound of the hi-hats with something like metal, or the snare drum with something that was close to that sound, like a box or whatever like that, or, shoes box. And then at the age of 3, for the first Christmas, I received a small drum set from my dad, a real drum set, of wood with, yeah, it was a small drum set. So I just tried to play, I started to play on top of that along the songs, theme songs, whatever I hear on television, just try to play on top of that randomly. But I was good, just playing on tempo without any techniques. But I remember that I was able to play double stroke roll at the age of 4, paradiddles. So I had a teacher, of course, but I wasn't able to read, So that's something that someone can explain to you, but you have to memorize the sensation in your head. You have to love what you're doing. So I don't know why I started playing drums, but I did, and I'm really happy about that because it's something that makes a lot of joy in myself, every day.
Ricardo, do you have some musical background in your family? Your parents are musicians or something like that?
No. Yeah, my father was playing. He was a guitar player, just playing guitar. No drummers in my family. No drummers. So that's the strange thing, because drums came up. I don't know why. Just playing on the rhythm, something that you have, probably in your blood, in your heart, the heartbeats. I don't know why, because I didn't try to imitate anyone specifically, just playing drums, I was all time playing drums, creating rhythms, beats.
Esto está muy interesante porque aquí se conectó un gran amigo mío que es un bajista que vive acá en México desde hace ya varios años, que se llama Giovanni Buzzurro, y le hizo una pregunta a Ricardo en italiano, y le preguntó que cuándo decidió que su pasión fuera su modo de vida, en este caso el tocar la batería. Y él dice que pues fue un enfoque totalmente natural. Él empezó a tocar desde los 3 años, tocando con discos, como todos le empezamos a hacerle, tocando con sus caricaturas favoritas, pero realmente concentrándose en los ritmos y en los sonidos, no solamente golpeando, ¿no? Sino realmente escuchando y realmente a detalle, como disecando las partes y tratando de como traducir los grooves, aún sin tener una batería, ¿no? Simplemente con las manos y en las superficies en las que era posible. Después Guille le preguntó si había algún antecedente baterístico en su familia, y él dice que no, que su papá tocaba la guitarra, pero bateristas en realidad no. Es una pasión que él desarrolló desde muy temprana edad. Y después, acá, aparte de la pregunta que dice mi amigo Giovanni, le pregunta sobre 3 nombres de grandes bateristas que han influenciado su modo de sonar, ¿no?
That's the Ricardo, second part of the question. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. As I said, Jeff Porcaro was the first one, but because of my dad, just wanted to train me hearing and listening to great music, great drummers. So I started with Queen, but I love music of Freddie Mercury. Queen music is good. The drumming is pretty much fit the music. It's like a part of the song, but it's not really. Roger Taylor is a great drummer because of his as a composer. It sings so well. It plays music with a specific kind of sound, its own sound. That's the most important thing, probably. But technically, it's not so. It's not like Jeff Porcaro or other names like that. So my dad thought that it was the time to teach me from other albums, other bands, other drummers, to feel more the drums into the song as a real instrument, like a solo instrument. So it bought me album of Sting with Vinny Colaiuta on drums. It was good, but it was too pop to me. Just playing very clean. I knew there was something really cool under that sound, that sound. But I needed more taste to finesse myself that I didn't have at that time. So Toto was the right band because Rosanna, Africa, Hold the Line, that beats, that drum seal feels, that ghost notes in the grooves was something that you can really hear and feel from the first approach, the first time that you listening that songs. So I started from there, but after that it was like 93, 95, because I was 10 years old. And no more, because I'm from 86. So it means that it was
You're young.
about 96, 97. Okay, so Jeff was dead at that time, unfortunately. So the new album came in that was released in that period was with Simon Phillips. So the real idol for me was Simon Phillips, the first one, because it can fit, that groove with some technical stuff, musical and technical stuff, ostinatos, open-ended playing, double pedal, double kick drums in the fills, in the pop fills,
Yeah.
playing Rosanna with double pedal, but with that taste that it doesn't sound metal, So from there I start again, just growing with that sound, that drummer um, close to me every day, just trying to replicate his drumming. But then later I discovered Virgil Donati. Yeah, Virgil Donati was the first one because I saw him play here close to my city doing a clinic in early 2000. I don't remember exactly which year it was, but it was Virgil Donati. I didn't know who he was, because I was a student at the school that was organized, the clinic, and the owner of the school told me, yeah, man, tomorrow there will be a clinic of Virgil Donati. You know him? He say, who? Virgil who? He said, okay, man, you gotta be there. I don't want to say why. I don't want to say why you have to be there, but you gotta be there. And I've been there, so I was really shocked. I remember that I came in home with my father in the car with my other friends, drummer friends. I was saying, okay, this is not human. This is nothing that I never. It's something that I never heard before, and I don't want to play drums anymore.
We all said that. We all
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that.
You're not just the one that really thought that.
Yeah, you have
about
to
it.
say that the first time you gotta say that just for 5 minutes after watching Virtual Donati for the first time. After 4 or 5 minutes, you will think about that. I have to stop play drums, and then you realize that it's something. And from his clinic, I started playing drums for study drums for 10 hours a day, even
Wow.
playing randomly.
Wow.
But I was stay there. I was staying there every time, just try to replicate the rhythms, the ostinato that was shocked me. The ostinato, different rhythms combined together with different dynamics, playing the little snare drum, as
Yeah.
it does. So it was my second hero, and now I know him very well, but it is in another planet. No other. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah.
the first
You
time
can.
the first time that I saw a video of Virgil Donati playing, I thought, where's the UFOs? Where's the UFOs right now?
Yeah, but watching him playing live 2 meters in front of you is different. Believe
Yeah.
me. But every time, even if now I have a good knowledge about drumming, but even now, if I watch him play, I just blown away. I say, okay, every time you shock me, not like the other drummers. That is fine. Everybody does the same thing, different things, combining other stuff together, different song, different samples, but the way that you go in the groove and it's their own way. Like Simon, Vinny Colaiuta, crazy drummers, Thomas Lang, Mike Mangini is close to Virgil for me, like level of UFOs, But yeah, but other drummers. So Mike is of course my third hero, but the other drummers is really good, top drummers that I mentioned, but they always, how it goes, the feel, the taste is the same and it's good, but Virgil or Mike, every time they're completely different, but what I see is always different. So I say, okay, you're crazy because you study, I don't know, 20 hours per day, but I think it's something that he had inside,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bueno, esto fue un poco extenso, pero vamos a tratar de resumirlo. La segunda parte de la pregunta era que nombrara 3 bateristas que han sido importantes que han influenciado su modo de tocar. Y el primero que mencionó, como ya sabíamos, era Jeff Porcaro. Después habló un poquito del baterista de Queen, de manera de que él aprecia mucho a los bateristas desde un punto de vista composicional y como parte de la banda, no tanto como solistas. Y después habló un poquito de Vinny Colaiuta, que la primera vez que lo conoció le pareció como un poco fuera del campo que él quería explorar, ¿no? Le pareció muy bueno, con mucho gusto, pero un poco divergente a lo que él estaba buscando en ese momento. Y después inevitablemente llegamos a Virgil Donati, que dice que dio una clínica en una ciudad muy cercana a la suya, y la primera vez que lo vio dijo, uff, este tipo no es humano, voy a dejar de tocar la batería ahora mismo, ¿no? Y le digo que no se preocupe, que a todos nos ha pasado eso. La primera vez que vemos a Virgil decimos, yo ya no quiero hacer esto más porque es frustrante, ¿no? Y entonces habla un poquito de los bateristas héroes, en este caso Jeff Porcaro, después Simon Phillips con Toto, que fue uno de los bateristas que más le impresionaron en las épocas tempranas de Simon con Toto por el grado de limpieza, por el grado de perfección en el sonido. Es un baterista que tiene la técnica para hacer florilegios, sin embargo, siempre pone el groove como primera piedra, digámoslo así, ¿no? Y entonces estamos hablando de todo esto, una charla muy interesante con Riccardo Merlini, un gran baterista italiano. Si no lo conoces, por favor, métete a buscarlo. Es de los campeones mundiales de rapidez en las manos. Es una cosa impresionante ver tocar este camarada. Y alguien más que le quiera preguntar algo, por favor.
Catalina, tú como de tu punto de vista de mujer baterista, ¿alguna pregunta?
Yes, I would like to ask you something. You say you are a teacher as a drummer, and I would like to know if you have any female drummer, and because I have some problems to get muscles in my arms, so okay. I would like an advice to how can I get better on that. I don't know if you have any female drummer. How do you do it with her?
Yeah, I had 3, not more than 3. I had a girl from Los Angeles, but it's actually from Chile.
What is the name of her? Fernanda.
Fernanda.
Yeah. I know her. Fernanda. Yeah, she's really awesome.
Yeah, she did 10 lessons with me, awesome. Or 5. I don't. Yeah, more than 5. Yeah, probably 10. Yeah. And I think that I helped her because she were playing Muller technique, only with rebounds, as I said at the beginning. That is totally fine, but it's completely different because you don't need to incorporate muscles in your playing, but you also cannot speed up because you need muscle to carry the speed, the BPM. I had many other drummers, female drummers from California, one from San Francisco last week, and one or two from Spain, and another one from where? Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Yeah, so there's a lot of new female drummers coming up. I see even on Drumeo, so it's nice, it's time now too. And we have a lot of female ambassador drummers like Annika Nils, so Emmanuel Caplet and whatever. So but a little advice that I can give you is just to play bare hands in this way. I will show you this. Okay, so you don't have to play in this way, just up and down wrist, normal technique, or this one like Muller. You have to turn your hand on the side and see and find a line from the thumb straight to the arm like this. Okay, not this.
Okay.
Then after that, go and touch the surface only with the knuckle of the thumb. It means that you have to stay up with the palm, raise up the palm. Go, block the thumb with the other hands, like me now, and go just on the side, turning the wrist on the side. Keep your tips, your fingers tight, and go in this way. Just with the wrist, not with the elbow or the shoulder.
Okay.
Just this. If you can go like 80, 90 BPM, 60 notes on tempo, it will be nice because you have to use the metronome, because if you want to get more control, you have to stay there. Maybe you can use accents on the metronome, so you can see if you really stay on tempo, adding accents, and you will feel burn over here if you're doing well.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
How many BPMs do you say? Sorry.
90,
Forgot.
80, 90, but it's up to you. You have to see if you can. You just find your balance. Your comfortable BPM to start. You don't need to go fast at the beginning. You have to carry the beat, the time that you can go with that beat for a longer period of time, as much as possible, without effort. When you see that you start stomping and pushing from the arm in this way, you have to stop. Take a pause and do it with the other hand, because it doesn't matter if you go 5 minutes like this, nothing changed. It's only pain. You will feel hurt and pain and nothing more.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
¿Alguien más quiere preguntar algo?
Sorry?
They were asking, somebody wanted to ask you something.
It's so great to have you here, Riccardo. Yes. Ivan is going to ask you.
Okay. I have a little question. What could you say to the new musicians?
You mean young musicians, people who's just approaching to an instrument? You talk about that?
Musicians in general.
Musician in general, yeah, but I mean someone who's approaching for the first time of the instruments, or young musician in meanings that people wants a career, but it doesn't know how to manage that.
Te pregunta Iván que si te refieres a los músicos que se acercan al instrumento por primera vez, o a los que ya tienen tiempo y quieren hacer una carrera de esto.
Más que nada los jóvenes.
Pero a los principiantes, ¿dices tú?
Principiantes, es correcto.
Sí, beginners.
Yeah, beginners. For beginners, as was at my age, as it was, I am early 90s. you have to follow your passion. If you have passion, you have ambition, you have a desire, inside your soul about being someone, and study because you have something to follow, a goal. Is good to do that. If you have to give a favor to your parents, for example, it's better you live, because, or you have just to decide which of both, you are, of both different ways of view, of the of this being a beginner, because you can be a beginner because so you have a passion and you have a goal and you want to follow and go deeply, in the study, buying an instrument, try to build, from the beginning, here as a student before then being a musician, or just if you have, someone who tell you, oh, it's better that you study an instrument, buy a guitar and start playing and go to take some lessons, it's different because I think music is for everyone because it is, but also you have to be careful because you probably will spend a lot of money and you have to decide if you do it or not and why you're doing. But it's always, a mystery because everyone is different, and even me, I had not at the beginning, but in the middle of my career as a student and at the beginning of my career as a session drummer, as a live player, I had troubles, with myself. I was fighting inside myself, saying, "Okay, is really what I want to do? I feel my passions, but I don't feel that people recognize that. Probably am I wrong in something?" So it's a huge question that you have to answer and watch you on mirror and say, is something that I can really want to do or not? If the answer is not, probably you have to go and push harder or you have to leave. It depends if it's really a passion or if it's something that someone suggests you to try.
Ok, aquí acaba de decir algo muy importante. Iván le quería preguntar un consejo para los bateristas, para la gente principiante, la gente que se quiere acercar al instrumento. Y Ricardo dice de una manera muy puntual, lo primero que tienes que hacer es seguir tu pasión. Es decir, que sea realmente lo que tú quieres hacer y que no sea una condición. En Italia es un país con una cultura muy rica, entonces se estila mucho que los chicos estudien algún instrumento musical o algún arte, ¿no? Como parte integral del desarrollo de la personalidad. Entonces, a veces se siente como una especie de obligación, digámoslo así. Entonces, lo que dice Ricardo, si lo estás haciendo por obligación, tal vez deberías replanteártelo. Si lo estás haciendo por pasión, te vas a topar con miles de obstáculos. Él mismo dice, a la mitad de mi carrera, yo de pronto me paraba y decía, ¿es realmente lo que yo quiero hacer? O sea, me está costando mucho trabajo, me está costando mucha frustración. ¿Lo quiero hacer o no lo quiero hacer? Si estás seguro, sigue en el camino, a pesar de que no te reconozcan o sientas que no te reconozcan, porque es una cuestión muy importante cuando estás empezando, y ni siquiera cuando estás empezando, a veces cuando ya eres profesional sientes eso también. Unas pequeñas crisis existenciales en donde dices, bueno, ¿y estaré yendo por el camino correcto o no? Yo veo que como que nadie me pela, y lo que dice Ricardo, si tú estás seguro y tienes la pasión de hacerlo, sigue para adelante, sigue estudiando, sigue preparándote. Si no estás tan seguro, entonces tienes que replantearte, ¿realmente lo quiero hacer? Entonces empuja para adelante más todavía. Y si no, mejor retírate también como una cuestión de salud mental, ¿no? Eso es a grandes rasgos lo que dijo Ricardo. Quedó claro, querido Ivancito, está muy buena la pregunta. Ahora, Giovanni Buchurro nos pone otro comentario también muy interesante.
Sí, está muy buena la
pregunta. Dice, la zona de Ricardo, es decir, donde vive Ricardo, es uno de los lugares de Italia donde tal vez se produce uno de los mejores pop en cuestión de calidad de Italia. Pregunta Giovanni que si le gusta tocar el pop italiano o prefiere tocar en géneros donde la batería tiene un rol más como solista preponderante? This is a new question from Giovanni Riccardo.
Yeah.
He says that your birthplace is one of the places in Italy where the best pop is produced, the best pop in Italy. He asked if you like to play the pop or you prefer some other genres where the drums are more like soloist, in a soloist kind of thing.
Yeah, both. It depends. Because what I want to say before this, and probably in the same level, answering this would be the same, talking about what I want to say about the first question, just to complete my answer. Because if you really want to do that, if you really want to be someone, you have to accept the condition that you have every day, because something happens, and you cannot say, okay, I would like to be the drummer of that band, I would like to be a solo drummer who does a lot of clinics. You have to work in something that you really believe. If you believe that your drummer is something crazy, something good, something that really needs to be recognized from the world, or from Italy, from your country, whatever, you have to push harder in that, and your chance will be ready somewhere. As myself, every day you could have another chance to be someone else. Tomorrow could be have the chance to record an album for the most popular star here in Italy, or I could have the possibility to show to Mexico and come there for clinic tour to show my technique for everybody. It's good both, for me. I can do both, but I cannot decide which one is the best for me, because both are the best. If I have the chance to be recognized from someone, and I still growing my numbers, and I hope so, I will work for that. But what I build now is as to be someone for my hands technique, for my soloing playing, even for top drummers who recognize that and take lessons from me, or suggestion. The Pro Mark wants to make my signature model. So everything's changed every day. You cannot decide or think about what's going on tomorrow, what I will do or not. So pop music for me is good, because I think that I could fit in there some of my playing, if someone wants to try, or not, even doing clinics. Take for example Mike Mangini or Thomas Lang. They made a lot of recording session for pop artists, especially Thomas Lang, but also doing a lot of clinics, because he's a superhero drummer. So you can do in a gig play just the beat, without any drums fill, or you can do crazy clinics with 10 pedals on your feet and whatever craziness you wanted to show to the world. So it's just a work now, it's a job. It's a possibility to earn money, earn fame, and also to be happy, because what you did is really useful for you. What you've done in the past as a student is really useful now. You can see the result. It doesn't matter which one. Probably more than this in the future. I don't know. So
Okay, él habla aquí de una cosa muy interesante que es, para puntualizar la pregunta anterior, es como la realización espiritual de lo que estás haciendo. Debes estar seguro de lo que quieres hacer. Y eso te va a llevar a distintos escenarios. Por ejemplo, él dice, tienes que adaptarte a la circunstancia de hoy. Si hoy se requiere que seas muy bueno con tu técnica de manos, que es lo que él quiere hacer, eso es en lo que va a enfocar todo su tiempo, todo su deseo y todo su trabajo, ¿no? Pero también puedes querer tocar con cierto artista, o puedes querer hacer tour con una banda, o puedes querer venir a México y querer hacer un tour de clínicas mostrando su técnica para todo el mundo, o como Thomas Lang o Mike Mangini, que hacen muchas grabaciones para mucha gente diferente, pero tienes que estar dispuesto a aceptar el reto de cada día. Eso creo que es como la situación fundamental del que nos trata de decir Ricardo, ¿no? Es decir, prepárate y no importa lo que venga, tienes que aceptarlo porque es parte de lo que tú quieres hacer. Entonces, tú eres baterista, si se te da enseñar, enseña, si se te da grabar, graba, si se te da hacer clínicas, haz clínicas, métete en todo, digamos que en toda la maleta de posibilidades que existen, no solamente pienses en una o en otra, ¿no? Y él mismo dice, tal vez mañana podrían ser otras opciones diferentes de las que estoy visualizando en este momento, ¿no? Entonces, para puntualizar la pregunta de Giovanni, dice que sí le gusta mucho el pop, también le gusta mucho la situación del baterista como solista, situaciones como Thomas Lang, por ejemplo, como el mismo Mike Mangini o Virgil Donati, es dependiendo de lo que tenga en este día, de la situación que se le plantee en este día. It's very important what you're saying, Ricardo, because sometimes we don't know where to go. I mean, we're studying and we're preparing ourselves every day, but we don't know.
I'll let you know a funny thing about that. Funny story. Okay. It's not really a story. A funny thing to complete the concept. You know, I was able to play that fast until 2005. Before joining Mike Mangini as a student of Berkeley, before I went to Boston, you know, I was able to do that. But I never showed to the world that. You know, I was only try to push harder in my ostinato stuff, pushing harder on my grooves and whatever it is, to play gigs, to earn money, to teach more, and not only this, you know. So I was thinking that playing fast was something metal, something not well known and viewed from other drummers. So okay, you're only fast, yeah, but music grooves is another stuff. It's another story. The funny thing is that now I have a recognition around the world because I'm fast. Because I finally decide to, yeah, you know, it's a funny story. I just was thinking myself every day, how can I get it? How can I be some? I can increase my recognition, my I don't know followers, more gigs or whatever. I have to play more drums fill, more musical, new music, more grooves. Play on. At the end of the story, my recognitions came up from the first thing that I was only able to do. And not other drummers can do, you know. So the unique thing that I really able to say to the world is this: I'm fast, and this is the way that I can get it, and I can teach you, and I can show you, and I want to fit it in the grooves, in the musical stuff. So I combine together, you know, my hands technique and my playing. So now people can say and see my whole videos and say, okay, the guy has musicality, he has groove. Probably, I don't know if people say that, but making many videos. Now my library is for everybody, but everybody's came up with my aim because the speed, you know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's the funny story. At the end, the beginning of what I really done in my life, the speed was the goal. You know, I have to.
Yeah. Es muy interesante lo que está diciendo Ricardo, porque dice que él empezó con toda esta cuestión de la velocidad, pues prácticamente en secreto, ¿no? O sea, trabajando como una meta propia. Es de lo que hablábamos hace un momento, ¿cómo le haces para mostrarte al mundo? Él le daba pena mostrarse al mundo con eso, porque decía, bueno, los bateristas juzgan mucho eso, ¿no? Ah, sí, tú solamente estudias rápido, pero ¿y qué pasa con la música? ¿Y qué pasa con el groove? Entonces él dice que mucho antes de ir a Berkeley, mucho antes de tomar clases con Mike Mangini, él ya podía hacer eso, ya tenía la habilidad de ir rápido. Sin embargo, no lo mostraba al mundo, pues porque decía, bueno, no siento que sea un camino, ¿no? Y es la historia graciosa que él dice, ¿no? Yo pensando que a nadie le interesaba eso, y de pronto cuando empiezo a sacar algún video o me ve por ahí alguien tocando, como me dice, wow, este tipo es encabronadamente rápido, ¿no? ¿Qué sucede? Esto lo catapulta al mundo entero, ¿no? Entonces, lo que empezó él como diciendo, no, pues es que no creo que esto le interese a nadie, es como una cuestión solamente de concurso y como que pues, no creo que pueda ser de interés, es ahora por lo que lo conocen en el mundo entero y por lo que lo llaman para clases y por lo que lo llaman para clínicas y la gente lo busca por ese hecho, ¿no? Que fue lo que él empezó como una meta muy personal y muy como de bajo perfil. Entonces, yo creo que el hecho de que él nos esté diciendo a esto es para toda la gente, para los músicos en general, es don't be afraid of showing yourself. No tengas miedo de mostrarte, ¿no? Sigue tu pasión, sigue tu meta y eso te tiene que llevar a algún lado a fuerza, ¿no? Yo creo que ese es el punto fundamental. Sí, Rafa.
Riccardo, I just want to you talk a little bit about your next project in the future or new future you have, so people will know a little bit about you and how to find out about you now that you're exposing a little bit more yourself everywhere else.
Oh yeah. Coming, so close to me in the future because with this lockdown it's impossible to make any gig or whatever. I just recording some drums for artists and producer here in Italy and in US. So but I don't know those drums recording where will be delivered, So I just recording from my studios, from home, and I don't have any gig. I just try, to work on a clinic tour in South America, especially Brazil and Mexico. But we will talk about in the next year probably when this lockdown will be done, because now it's impossible to travel for the moment. I hope.
Bueno, ahorita le preguntaba a Rafa, a Ricardo, que cuáles son los planes siguientes, qué es lo que está haciendo, si tenía algún proyecto en el que estuviera trabajando, alguna banda, algún artista, y lamentablemente dice que no, está como todos estamos ahorita en el mundo, es decir, encerrados y con la expectativa de ver qué va a pasar, ¿no? Entonces dice que está haciendo algunos trabajos a distancia, está grabando, no sabe si esos trabajos van a redundar en algo, es decir, si van a llegar a terminarse o se van a quedar ahí a la mitad. Está como todos nosotros básicamente a la expectativa, viendo qué va a suceder. Lo que sí dice es que está preparando un tour de clínicas, sobre todo por México y Brasil, pero esperemos que eso se dé pues el año que entra, 2021, más seguramente yo creo en 2022 para cómo va la cosa, pero es un músico que pues todo el tiempo está trabajando, todo el tiempo está descubriendo y todo el tiempo está intentando cosas, lo cual es increíble. I was telling them that you're all the time trying things, experimenting, recording, studying,
I'm recording a lot, trying different ideas on my drum sets, on pads, and so I'm still developing my technique. I will make a new video course about that, a new instructional lesson, different lesson, because I made two videos for the moment about my hands technique. So the third one that I'm trying to making now with a friend of mine who's helping with editing and whatever, but producing thing. I would like to explain the technique on different objects, with bare hands on the pillow, drumsticks on the pillow, on whatever different objects, just to see the sensation that you have in your hands as a training session, and also with musical ideas and whatever. So I'm trying to do that, and I think that I will release that early next year. But also, making videos every day on my drum set, on my pads, just to showing more, about my drumming, about my technique, and doing lessons, online lessons, stuff like that, But there's a lot of work to do,
Dice que él no se, como decimos acá, él no se agüita, Él sigue trabajando mucho todos los días. Tiene 2 videos ya en el mercado y en este caso está trabajando un tercero que nuevamente viene a colación de la técnica de manos y dice que este va más enfocado a el desarrollo que puedes tener y que puedes aplicar esta técnica en cualquier parte, tanto tocando en cojines, tocando en cualquier superficie y tener el mismo nivel de eficiencia, digámoslo así. No se cansa y espera que ese nuevo video pueda salir a principios del siguiente año y obviamente pues espera dar un tour a todo el mundo mostrando esa técnica, ¿no? Lo cual es increíble para los bateristas que quieran, que queremos ver eso. Indudablemente yo creo, mi querido Beto, que debemos de traerlo acá a México a Ricardo en algún momento para una serie de clínicas, ¿o no, querido Guille?
Sí, efectivamente.
Claro.
Sin duda alguna.
Claro
De hecho,
sí, sería impresionante
poquito antes de que entraras tú, Luis, justo cuando te agregué ahorita al chat, él nos estaba comentando de las clínicas de aquí de México. Con quien él ha estado teniendo contacto es con Abraham de León, no sé si lo ubicas.
Claro, claro,
Platinum. Ajá.
Sí.
Y con él es con el que ha platicado con respecto a ver si de alguna forma se puede traer, y estaría bien que a lo mejor pues a través de Drum Store, de Platino Drum Store y de la Fundación Drum and Bass, pues se pudiera hacer algo para poder traer a Ricardo, porque lo que le digo a Ricardo también es que él es un baterista ya muy conocido acá en México. Mucha gente lo conoce y mucha gente habla ya de él o comparte sus videos. Entonces, pues creo que sería una cuestión y un boom así muy, muy bueno poderlo tener por acá.
Totalmente de acuerdo. We're saying, Ricardo, that we gotta bring you here, man. You gotta be with us. And we're just figuring out how we're gonna do that.
I would love to.
Yeah, we're conspiracy against you.
Yeah, you're gonna be here with us, and you're gonna eat tacos and tequila and all the stuff, man.
Yes. That's the best part of the job.
Lo vamos a traer aquí a México y le va a entrar a los tacos y al tequila como un gran mexicano. Indudablemente, Guille was saying that a lot of people know you here now. You're becoming very famous here, and that is so cool because you're a great player and you deserve that.
Thank you.
¿Alguna otra pregunta, amigos? ¿Alguien quiere preguntar algo más? We know that it's very late for you there, Ricardo.
Yeah, it's 11:15 here.
Wow,
PM,
it's gonna be midnight.
Yeah, it's almost midnight.
Tell me a little bit about your recording method. Did you like to trigger the drums?
Yeah, it depends. I don't usually trigger any drum of my drum sets. I just play, and because I don't like the feeling of the trigger. Live is different. When I don't play so much metal gigs, so I'm not really used to use the trigger on my kick drums, but I prefer to play with natural sounds, and then maybe if I have to record something in the editing part, I can manage the sound and build a different with different microphones, of course, 2 or 3 microphones on the drum, on the kick drum, so I can have different position and different sound, and then in the editing I mix that together so I can feel the punch, and so on. So it's more on the editing, but I prefer to record natural sound of the drums.
Okay, le preguntaba yo a Ricardo que dada la naturaleza de lo que toca, como él toca cosas muy rápidas, en el metal, por ejemplo, se tiende a triggerear mucho la batería, a poner triggers electrónicos para poder tener la misma dinámica, ¿no? Tú le preguntaba si él le gusta usar ese método, me dice que no, que él sí los usa de pronto cuando es necesario, pero más bien en el periodo de edición. no en la grabación como tal, porque no le gusta cómo se sienten los triggers a la hora de tocar. Los que han tocado con triggers me van a entender. Cuando tú tocas un trigger, debes de tener una dinámica para tocarlo. Si no lo tocas a cierta dinámica, el trigger no entra. Entonces, siento que a lo mejor es un poco incómodo para él estar con que sí, con que no. Entonces, prefiere tener su dinámica natural en el instrumento y ya después en el periodo de edición, si siente que requiere algún tipo de sonido extra o quiere reemplazar alguna cosa, entonces ya lo hace en ese periodo. Me pareció interesante esta pregunta porque la naturaleza de lo que él toca pues va mucho a la velocidad. Y en la cuestión de los blast beats y en el metal se utiliza mucho triggerear las baterías, ¿no? Me dice que tal vez en vivo, por una cuestión de practicidad, probablemente lo llegue a hacer en un par de ocasiones, pero en realidad para grabar prefiere siempre el sonido natural. That's so cool.
Yeah, no, but just finish the. Yeah, I now understand what was the point about the speed. Okay, I just want to say that it's different for me playing with triggers with the kick drums, and I don't need to trigger the snare drum or whatever for my hands because I can reach a lot of volume with this technique without effort. So I don't, if I'm playing like fingers technique or whatever, so the sound, the hitting is too short. So the volume is quite low, you know, but with my technique, I can go up like that, even if we play 300 BPM, you know. So I don't need the trigger and I can stay with my dynamics fixed there. And it's different with most of metal drummers playing like that. So it's very short and also dynamically it's very different.
Okay.
With fingers, with mine I can go at the same level, but obviously with kick drum is way different.
Okay, está hablando acerca de la dinámica que tienen sus manos y en sus pies. Dice que probablemente para los pies, por una cuestión de velocidad, si llega a utilizar los triggers, porque obviamente no tiene tanta velocidad en los pies como en las manos, pero dice que su técnica de manos es tan buena y tan limpia y tan precisa que no necesita ningún trigger, ni en los toms ni en la tarola, ¿no? Porque él puede generar un volumen lo suficientemente duro como para poder mantener esa rapidez y esa velocidad, lo cual es totalmente cierto. Inclusive aquí nos tocó un poquito de lo que puede llegar a hacer con las manos y del volumen que puede llegar a generar, que es bastante, sobre todo esas velocidades, ¿no? Entonces es completa y absolutamente natural, sin nada de maquillaje, digámoslo así, lo que hace con la velocidad en las manos. That's so impressive, Ricardo.
Thank you.
Giovanni has another comment here. He says, it's very difficult for me to talk about COVID in this moment because he has it, unfortunately. So he's saying that it has complicated a lot our job. He has done some remote stuff and produced some stuff in the long distance, but he says that music is it's a kind of sharing feelings live, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Situation. So he's asking, what do you think about the upcoming times? I mean, what are you going to do if this keeps the same next year or maybe in 2 years?
Yeah, I don't know, because for me, especially myself, it's really changing every day. The plans is changing every day. The possibility is way more for me every day because recognition is in numbers is growing, and so I'm very happy about that. I think that I will only do for a while, you know, only do clinics and stuff like that, you know, soloing, drumming, or creating my own music, producing that, you know. But I think also that, especially here in Italy and Europe and probably US as well, music is changing, and music now doesn't need real drummers anymore, probably. So music, pop music, and stuff like that. Only for gigs, live gigs. So I think the best way for me to just to keep working and get a job is to uh, be focused on myself and growing up as a drummer. So probably, and I hope so, someone will try to contact me for a gig, a huge gig. I don't know, but if you just stay in the background, just trying, as I did in the past, you know, producing from my studios, trying, just working online, sharing my stuff. It's good because you can meet someone who really helps you. Maybe a huge producer, a famous one that really helps you to give you, you know, the key to the for the fame or something like that. Some money, of course. But if you work on yourself, it's better because you're always. But it's the same kind of job because if you stay focused on yourself and you continuing, you know, creating stuff, post stuff, make videos, make music, make whatever you want, you will increase your fame, your, you know, popularity, your numbers, and make some money. And maybe one day you will meet the guy that you changed your life. But if you stay just there waiting for something, something won't reach you for sure. You know, it doesn't arrive. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I you know I learned in my mistakes.
Esta es una pregunta un poco complicada. Giovanni Buchurro le está diciendo que le es un poco difícil hablar de COVID en este momento porque lamentablemente le tocó. Está estable, bendito sea Dios, pero dice que complicó bastante nuestro trabajo, lo cual es muy cierto. Entonces, ahora todo se está haciendo a distancia y le dice que cómo ve él el tiempo que viene acerca de todo esto, ¿no? Que la música es un compartir sentimientos y obviamente lo presencial es muy importante para este efecto. Entonces le preguntábamos a Ricardo qué es lo que espera él, qué va a hacer al respecto si esto se demora todavía más. Y Ricardo dice que sin duda es trabajar sobre lo que él viene trabajando, sobre él mismo, probablemente producir más, probablemente trabajar sobre hacer su propia música. Dice que ahorita está disfrutando los beneficios de obviamente estarse convirtiendo en un baterista famoso por lo que él hace, por la cuestión de la velocidad de todo eso. Entonces espera tener más streamings, tener más clínicas, tener más cosas que le generen dinero y no estar pensando en que algo le caiga del cielo, por decirlo de alguna manera, ¿no? Dice que no te debes sentar a esperar que las cosas sucedan, sino más bien provocar las cosas. Y bueno, ese es un gran consejo para toda la gente que nos está viendo. Genera las cosas, es decir, siéntate a intentar qué hacer contigo mismo, en vez de estar viendo quién te va a llamar y si te va a caer algo, si va a llegar aquel productor multimillonario que te ve y que te diga, wow, este es el tipo que quiero, ¿no? Que eso cada vez se ve más lejano en las circunstancias en las que estamos trabajando. Entonces me parece un punto muy importante lo que está haciendo Ricardo, es como tratar de autosuperarse día a día y de provocar nuevas cosas y estar experimentando. Él añade pads a su batería, está trabajando con nuevas técnicas, con nuevos grooves, tratando de sacar y generar nuevas cosas. Y eso en algún momento lo va a llevar a algún lado.
Claro.
Sí, Guille.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Rafa.
Ricardo, I'm just gonna make sure that people knows that you're able to record and for classes. So I'm gonna give that information in Spanish, like if somebody wants to have you in a record or in a song project, whatever they have in mind, so they can have you. Or
why not?
Just classes. I'm gonna give them some information too about how to get there.
Okay.
So we're gonna get your social media or your videos or some information later. I'll get it from you later, and then we're gonna transfer it to a drum and bass channel so people can get in touch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's really simple. You know, my website is riccardomerlini.com and my Instagram is ricardo.merlini. So it's really simple to get in touch with me. if you want. But you can share it later if you want.
Thank you very much. Ricardo, le estaba diciendo Rafa que posteriormente podremos tener la información de Ricardo, de todas sus redes sociales, por si alguien quiere contactarlo para clases, para grabar en su proyecto, para algún tipo de clínica, streaming. Y dice Ricardo, bueno, no es tan difícil encontrarme, ¿no? Porque solamente hay un Riccardo Merlini, entonces si tú lo buscas como Merlini en el Instagram seguramente te lo vas a encontrar, si lo buscas en Facebook también te lo vas a encontrar. De cualquier manera vamos a tener el contacto aquí en la fundación, en Drum and Bass, por si alguien quiere tener el contacto directo para poder escribirle a él. Ahí está, riccardomerlini.com, entonces ahí lo puedes encontrar sin problemas.
Yeah, that's the website where you
ese es el website. Si lo quieres,
where you can book lessons.
Si quieres agendar alguna clase, si quieres ver su trabajo, si quieres contratarlo para alguna sesión, él está completamente disponible, señoras y señores. Maravilloso.
Yes, I am.
Dice que sí, dice que señor, ¿cómo no?
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ricardo, for
thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ricardo.
It was a pleasure. We can make it another time if you want in the future. It would be nice,
Yes, we want.
That would be perfect. We're gonna get together and we're gonna find out how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, both of us were talking. Okay, I was telling you that we're gonna get together and we're gonna talk about how we can get another one and try to get more people so you can get to know more people, like more drummers in Mexico. So some other musicians have different questions for you, and you might be able to explain in some a little bit of what you were talking about right now. So probably like I don't know, in the future, next month, 2 months, next year. Whenever you feel that you want to or you can, and then we're gonna put everything for drums and bass in your hands so you can talk about it and put all their friends in your hands and try to learn something from you there too.
Yeah, of course we can. So let's stay in touch, and we can plan for another meeting, for you.
Yeah, sure.
It will be a pleasure.
Rafa está diciendo que sería un honor tenerlo aquí otra vez y bueno, tenemos seguramente muchos músicos y mucha gente quiere hacerle muchas más preguntas, entonces que más gente se acerque para que puedan conocer acerca de este gran músico. Él dice que por supuesto, Rafa le preguntaba si podría ser en un mes o dos o tal vez el año que entra. Él dice que cuando querramos, es cuestión de ponernos de acuerdo y obviamente juntar un poquito más de gente para que sea más interesante esto y poder preguntarle más cosas y aprender más de él como músico. I gotta tell you, man, for me it's an honor to meet you. It's really an honor.
Yeah, me too. It was an honor to meet you all. It's a pleasure.
And
Thank you very much.
I hope we can get together personally sometime and we can share some stuff and perhaps play together a little bit. I don't have anything to play with you, but I'll try.
Why not?
It's going to be really funny. It's going to be really a learning experience for us.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope to, meet you in personally next year. I don't know, or in 2 years. I would like to join you for some clinics there in Mexico or whatever, clinics, masterclass, drum camps, whatever you want, just for a beer or tequila.
Yeah. We're going to do that. Alberto will make sure of that.
I think you have to go with Alberto, the one who get everyone to that.
Puro tequila.
It's been a pleasure, Ricardo. Thank you very much for your time and for your knowledge.
Thank you.
For being willing to do that,
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, really.
Okay. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
You're an awesome guy. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Now it's time for a nap for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Okay, see you next time. Cheers. Bye, everybody. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Peace.
Ricardo sin duda es un gran tipo.